UFC fighters are not like normal people. They're genetic anomalies that let them get to the top of their sport. But today we're going to be looking at the 1 in a million genetics in the UFC, and we're going to be looking at the top 5 biggest freaks of nature in the UFC. At number 5, we got Jon Jones. Jon Jones has an 8.5 inch ape index. The ape index is basically how much longer your wingspan is than your height. And it should be pretty obvious why this is so important for fighting. It allows you to have the reach of a tall person without having to be tall and having the drawbacks from that. This wingspan is part of the reason why Jones can pick apart people at range and keep them at bay. But just to put his ape index into perspective, he is a top 99.96 ape index, meaning he is one of the biggest ape indexes in the UFC. Along with this, Jon Jones has a great chin that's held up over time. Part of this is because Jon Jones has gone on record and says he spars light and he doesn't do it often to protect his chin. But another part of that is sometimes you're just born with a good chin and you're not. Great example of this is Max Holloway. He trains hard as fuck. He spars, still has a crazy chin. Same with Marvin Vettori. Even same for a guy like Strickland who has a pretty good chin. Yeah, he got chin bipolar, but who doesn't? And that motherfucker spars full out all the time. That's all he does. That's the only thing he does to train. He still has a better chin than someone like Cody Garbrandt. So this is just another genetic aspect Jones is ahead of people in. And the last one, this one's kind of a hard one. He's able to abuse not only performance enhancing drugs, but also recreational drugs while being a dominant champion. Part of it's when you get off PED, it fucks up your hormones, you know what I'm saying? If you use steroids irresponsibly, it will fuck up your natural testosterone for the rest of your life. So now that he's off drugs, allegedly, Jones should have fucked up testosterone theoretically, but he doesn't. And the bigger one is he's able to abuse drugs like coke before fights and feel unaffected. He feels great. I mean, I don't know how many other people you could take him off of a week-long bender, give him a week to prepare for a fight, and still become champion. Not many guys can do this. Not many guys' body can hold up. And another one is he's just so skilled for how much work he puts in. Like, there just must be something in Jon Jones's brain that allows him to learn faster than other people. Because who do you think's drilling more, Jon Jones or Michael Chandler? Obviously Michael Chandler. That dude's a beast. One who has better technique, Jon Jones. And I think part of that's just his freakish mind, his freakish body, whatever that is. At number 5, we got Jon Jones. At number 4, we got Francis Ngannou, the guy who knows, could have beat Jon. The first one that'll stand out just by looking at him is he's 6'4", 260, and he's lean. He is jacked as a motherfucker. This guy has the best physique I've ever seen at heavyweight, and he does it without trying to look like a bodybuilder, without trying to explicitly only put on muscle. And the thing is he's had this physique his whole life. Obviously, he wasn't this size, but if you look at early pictures of him, he has a good frame and a naturally big build for someone whose old career was shoveling sands in fucking Africa. You think this guy had the right nutrition, the right rest, the right training while he was doing that? Fuck no. But because he's a genetic specimen, when he did get those things, it allowed him to look like this, just an absolute fucking monster. He also has a good chin, but besides that, he has ridiculous KO power. This guy, whatever you want to say, he is the hardest hitter in the UFC, and part of that is because in his early career, he didn't have good technique at all. He was throwing these looping, just retarded, crazy punches, but guess what? If one of those landed, you are going out. And honestly, I think he's putting anyone out at heavyweight if he lands clean. There isn't a single heavyweight that is coming at the limit or cutting for the limit and has this level of definition and muscle. This dude is just an absolute beast. At number 3, we have Alex Pereira, and this might surprise you guys, because when you look at Alex, you might not see an impressive physique like Jon Jones or some other guys that are coming up on this list. One of the things that puts him there is pound for pound, he has all-time power. Pound for pound, he's one of the hardest hitters in UFC history. I mean, they literally call this guy shit the kiss of death. Not only does he have insane power in his hands, you also always hear people talk about how he can generate so much power from his leg kicks while using such little force and barely even throwing them. But when you see a hit, it has guys crippled. Now, does Alex Pereira have great leg kick technique? Yes, of course he does. Do a lot of people have good technique and can't hit like him? Yeah, that's just his insane fucking genetics, bro. Another weird aspect that I like to talk about is he was easily the biggest middleweight of all time. This dude can cut an insane amount of weight and somehow still perform. You know, there's some reports of him walking around in the 230s and then cutting to 185. Not only that, cutting there and looking like a beast. And yes, he got KO'd by Izzy, but still, let's not act like Izzy doesn't have KO power if he catches you clean like he did with Alex. We saw that with Costa and Whitaker, bro. Izzy can put your lights out, and that happened to Alex. Now, I'm not gonna lie, was he affected by this weight cut? Yes, he didn't perform as best as he could. He's still a huge light heavyweight, and I don't know how many people at light heavyweight are cutting down to middleweight and succeeding like him, feeling as great as he did. And one that kind of goes with his power, I'll throw up a picture, but this dude has fucking freakishly large hands. I mean, Jesus Christ, these look like fucking cinder blocks, bro. Maybe this is what gives him so much power, because directly after the fight, Mark Goddard, the referee, who literally just watches people fight for a living, the best of the best, he made a comment about how hard his hits sound. Do you know how hard you have to hit for someone to take away that out of everything you're doing fighting? I mean, this dude is just a scary motherfucker. Look at him. He even comes from like an uncontacted tribe in Brazil. This dude literally has actual freak genetics. But he's still only number 3. At number 2, we have Sage Northcutt. This one might be a little bit surprising if you're not tapped in. This dude wasn't that good in the UFC, but still, I mean, just look at him. He has the best physique in UFC history. I don't care, argue the wall. And not only that, his muscle insertions are perfect. This dude could be a genuine bodybuilder if he wanted to. I mean, look, this dude has huge delts, big ass biceps, chiseled fucking abs, and a good chest. Like, this dude just looks like a beast. But that's not even the real reason why he's on this list. The real reason is this dude is insanely athletic. He also is the most agile fighter in UFC history. I'll throw up some videos of him doing flips. Like, this is just incredible. This is the first time I've ever seen someone even do this flip. I don't even know how he generates enough torque or rotation or power to get himself to flip. That's insane. Here you have him doing fucking 360 spin jiu-jitsu kicks. This is fucking nuts. Now, I could go on and on. There's plenty of clips of him doing this shit, but I gotta say, the craziest part to me is even though he is so jacked, he is still a cardio machine. In the UFC, he never gassed out, and when he was fighting for other orgs, they interviewed him and asked, how do you have such good cardio? And he just deadass said, well, it's just been this way my whole life. Like, that is the definition of crazy genetics. If other fighters were to get this big, they would be gassing out fucking quick. It's just hard for your heart and your lungs to keep up by having that fucking frame, but Sage Northcutt did that shit. He did it easily. Like, if this dude became champ, he'd literally be the Drago of the UFC. Just good fucking looking paws, bro. I don't even know I included that. Jacked as fuck. Just a beast. This dude looks like a machine. At number 1, if you know MMA, this should not be a surprise. It is Yoel Romero. I mean, to start, look at him. Crazy physique, looks in fucking insane. But you already know. Let's talk about some other stuff. This dude started MMA in his 30s, bro. To put this into perspective, he started MMA at the same age that Khabib retired, being the lightweight GOAT and maybe a top 5 fighter of all time. This is insane. Not only that, he was fighting for belts at the age of 42, bro. Who the fuck else is doing that? And yes, I know he was an Olympic medal wrestler, but that doesn't make it any less mind-blowing. Like, to pick up such a new variety of skills that late into your life and become elite, that's just something else, man. Like, I'll throw up a picture of Yoel Romero at age 37 and then a fucking picture of Jon Jones, the GOAT, at age 37. Jon Jones got gray hair, he's looking fat, he's looking old. Yoel Romero looks like he just hopped out of the fucking time chamber from Dragon Ball Z, bro. As you can see in clips of him running or just this picture of the neck, he has a big ass scar from when he broke his neck and doctors decided to fuse it together. This guy is literally a fucking robot. They're making him in a lab, for fuck's sake. But because of that, his neck can't get snapped around and whiplashed because it's fused together. So you see clips of him eating head kicks like this and just taking punishment without him getting knocked out. You know, a normal guy, after you break your fucking neck, you retire from the sport. You never think about doing athletic, especially dangerous shit like this again. I mean, Yoel is literally risking his life every time he fights. He said that in an interview in Cuba. Yoel, he starts fucking MMA, goes crazy, fights for belt. He went in for an operation on his eye, and the doctor found out that his tendons were 4 times larger the size of a normal human's. The doctor literally called the UFC and asked, where did you get this guy? A doctor who's probably seen thousands of people's fucking eyes, seen all the genetic anomalies you can. He literally calls the UFC and asking where you get this guy. He's that different. This dude is a scary motherfucker. You can just see it from the look of him, but that's why he's the #1 freak in nature in all of MMA. People are already gonna say, I'll throw an honorable mention to Kevin Randleman. That dude's a beast too, but I just didn't think he made the list. But thank you for watching. I kind of scrapped this video together pretty quick. I just thought of the idea, thought it was pretty fun. I got some other videos cooking up, so stay tuned for those. Comment if you want videos. I make videos all the time with your guys' comments, so just comment and you'll probably see a video on it. And I even put your comment in the post credits if you want credit. But thank you so much for watching. Please watch the next video that YouTube recommends. It knows you like my channel, bro. Stop playing. But anyway, comment if you disagree. Thank you for watching. It's Jon Does MMA.